Fashion is instant language. What you wear is how you present yourself to the world. But what to wear and how to pick a style that really works for you can be overwhelming. And that is when you need the services of a fashion consultant. This is a Groundbreaker podcast series powered by TX Africa. I am Nancy Nalima, and today on the show, I'll be speaking to Angela Siruma, who's the CEO of Siruma Celestino, and let's talk fashion business, the trends, and the style. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Nadima.
All glammed.
Yes.
You walk, talk, fashion.
Absolutely.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. Sleep it, breathe it, eat it.
And I like to look good, so I think we're going to have a lot of fun today. So for you, fashion, has it always been your passion? Were you that kid that gets excited when you look at magazines and you see celebrities, you see the runways?
Definitely. For me, magazines, runway, all of those just really used to excite me. I started reading magazines from a very young age, from Cosmos to Vogues. I'd buy them on the streets in Nairobi, those vendors. Right. And I just was taken by it, even though at some point I thought I would want to be a cardiologist. Yeah, but then that flipped because I think innately, even before my ambition for medicine, which was really fueled by wanting to help people.
Right.
I really just came back to, my inherent calling, I'd say. Yeah.
Which is fashion.
Fashion.
And right now you do fashion consultancy.
Yes.
I know that can be a little hard for people tuning in to just break down.
Yes.
So tell us, what exactly is fashion consulting and what services you're providing for the customers?
I call myself a fashion consultant because I offer a variety of services. So under that umbrella, I offer personal styling to individuals. I offer image training to corporates and groups. And I also offer sort of fashion PR services to fashion brands, especially made in Kenya fashion brands. So, and I offer costume design services to the film industry. So that's why I call myself a fashion consultant, because any one project is not always the same. And so I wear those different hats, though they are all within the fashion and the styling realm. Yes.
You said something about image.
Yes.
What exactly does that entail?
Image training or being an image consultant is a thing where you are able to train people on the importance of looking good, of dressing the part, how you present yourself to the world, just like you said in the intro. It's very important. It matters because people judge you based on your cover.
A lot.
Yeah, in as much as we want to say, yes, don't judge by a book by its cover.
You walk in bad shoes, that may be the only thing we remember for good.
Yes, exactly. And so, things like grooming, things like color, things like the different cards and things, what to wear for what occasion, being dressed appropriately at any given time. And so that's in a nutshell what image training is all about.
And what does it take to get to this level? Qualifications? Did you study fashion?
Yes, so I actually studied fashion. My undergraduate, I studied for a degree in fashion design, styling, and promotion. And then I went on to do a bit of the business side of things in my master's. And then later on, I upskilled and did a diploma with Style Coaching Institute. And it's an international organization based in London that trains people on how to sort of coach people in style. And so this particular one helped me to be able to work more sort of intimately with my one-on-one clients, because sometimes you'll see image is not just about the outward way that we look. The way we look or don't look is many times affected by a lot of things that we go through, our own limiting beliefs and things that have sort of been drummed into us growing up. And sometimes those things really hinder us from presenting ourselves in the best light. And so then I was able to sort of work more with my clients on a deeper level to kind of go through some of those issues and then be able to kind of have a turnaround where we have a transformation both inside and outside, particularly to do with your image.
So how did you get now into the business bit of it? How did you identify even the very first client?
What's interesting is to be honest, it took a while for me, primarily because I studied abroad. I went abroad for my university.
Right.
But before I went abroad, I had been involved in the local space, right? And, I had, there was a youth magazine called Sikika Magazine. It was there. Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
So I was a fashion editor then, fresh from high school, zero experience, but a lot of passion. And so from there, I made some networks. And the moment I came back, some of these people were really happy to receive me back and, tell me, so come. And so what have you been learning? We'll give you a couple of opportunities here and there. And I was able to practice here.
Right.
And so from there, there's been a word of mouth going. And then obviously, I then had to kind of really delve into the fashion space and really try to understand who's active in it, what's happening, what's going on. And that took a while, I'm not going to lie.
Right.
Building my network took a while. And there was a time when I was really questioning if this is really what God has planned for me, because I was feeling I'm not making any headway. Events are happening, I'm only knowing them after the fact.
Tell me about it.
And I'm like, how come nobody I know kind of told me this was going on? Because obviously I would be interested. And so I really had to kind of put everything aside and build on collecting knowledge and information
Right.
about the space that I was trying to penetrate.
These involve attending of events and also just being in the proximity of people who are in the fashion business.
Absolutely. Attending events, I made it my business to know if there is any sort of clubs or associations to join them.
Right.
If there's an event, to show up, interact with people, know who are the who of who, and then there's the Couture Africa magazine, which is one of the main fashion magazines.
Right.
And so I really also invested in getting those so I can get to know what's happening, because they'll cover events, they'll cover people in the space and things like that. And then I started sort of identifying different fashion brands whose style I love and would like to work with, and just kujituma, I'd say. And, going out and interacting with these people is beginning to create a rapport. And also a lot of looking for opportunities to collaborate and also opportunities to work for free, really, just to kind of get a foundation. And also for me to test the waters and actually see that this is worth me continuing to pursue.
And for anyone who's tuned in right now, they say fashion is very subjective. The people who are classified as very, the fashionistas,
Yeah.
the people who are seen as, you got really no clue.
Yeah.
So is there one style that suits all?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, you can never go wrong with a white button-down shirt paired with almost anything. That will look good, right? As long as it's tailored also to your body shape.
Right.
But because there are different body shapes, different body sizes, different cuts of clothes.
Right.
So different cuts look better on different body shapes. So there's really no one style fits all for the masses. Not really. And that's why you'll see sometimes say somebody would see somebody looks good in something, then you go off and get the same thing, and for whatever reason it doesn't translate on you.
Right.
And that's because there's something amiss. And so you find the people who are we call fashionistas,
Right.
they've invested or they've been able to sort of hone in on what their personality is, and also what their body shape is like. And so they're able to dress as such. So those people that you look at and you're like, oh, that is so you. That is somebody who has taken the time to, at the very least, understand their personal style, their body shape. And if you've gone really further deeper, also your skin tone, if you're warm or cool toned.
Right.
So then you know what shades of what colors will look really good on you. And so you're able to really put your best foot forward.
So how do you identify that? Say if you have a warm tone or a cool tone?
So really you have to check your undertone, right? Is it yellow? Is it red? Yeah. If you have a reddish undertone on your skin, then you're cool colored. If you have a yellow one, then you're warm colored.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're living in an era where we have to be very correct. Sometimes when you talk about some things, there's a body positivity, like I wear what I want.
Yeah.
But sometimes, people have different views and opinions about a certain look. So have you heard perhaps clients, it was hard to get around because of they wanted a specific style, but it quite didn't work for them?
So many times when I encounter individuals who want to be dressed either for an event or want, say, to have a wardrobe transformation, we always have a consultation session first.
Right.
And that involves us doing the measurements to identify your body shape. And I also take you through the different silhouettes that will look good on you. And so this session tends to open up the eyes of somebody and realize that perhaps actually I've been wearing the wrong size of clothes, or B, been wearing the wrong things. No wonder I look the way I look, and perhaps I could try some of these things. I mean, sometimes there might be some resistance, especially if somebody has been really used to a certain style for a long time.
Right.
But then I like to really encourage my clients and tell them, are you mentally ready for a change? Because then if you're not mentally ready, there's going to be a block. I will not be able to deliver for you what you really think that
So
you
fashion
want.
goes beyond just the physical.
Yeah,
It's also mental, because
absolutely.
it could be what you've gone through, influences, how open you are.
Yes, yes. And for me, I believe that by the time a person and an individual is seeking me out, they're ready to make a change.
Right.
But sometimes I have to interrogate just how ready
Right.
are they? Because if they're not really ready, then we will be butting heads
Right.
a little bit. Yeah. But then I always encourage somebody. I'm like, okay, you know what? Try it. Just wear it. Fit this outfit. Let's see
it.
see it on you. And most of the time they're like, oh my gosh, actually I look
Actually works.
really good in this. And then we're able to at least have a bit of a breakthrough and create a trust where they can understand that perhaps I actually want the best for them.
Right.
And that there's more to what they had initially thought.
Right.
Yes.
And again, anyone tuned in and who'd like some help, perhaps did want to be a little more fashionable,
Yes.
where do they start?
So obviously phone call, Kirker, hey, so this, that, the other. And I will ask you a few questions just to understand where you're at right now in terms of your style, what you prefer to wear, and where you imagine you want to go. What are some keywords that, would describe what you're envisioning? And then after that, we'll schedule a consultation session. And so at the consultation session, I'll have a variety of forms. There's a whole number of forms that I have because you see, what I will be trying to do is getting into your mind, taking that thought out,
Okay.
and then translating it into clothes, into style,
Right.
into fashion, you see. And so, how do I do that? Sometimes, even you yourself as a client, you may not be able to fully express what you're imagining, what you're thinking.
Okay.
And so, some of the questions in these forms and everything, it allows us to break down. It also allows you as a client to really think through what it is that you really want to achieve out of this session. And then after that, if I feel there's some questions still to be asked and everything, we'll have a conversation, we'll have a discussion. So I take a whole bunch of notes. Now it's very I don't want to say scientific, but there's a lot of theory to. It's not just, oh, you want new clothes, sawa,
Okay, so
let me go
this is what
buy.
it means when you're dealing with a fashion professional.
Right.
Okay. This is refreshing.
Thank you.
How do you then come up with the cost for different services that you offer?
Right. So my prices have gone changing for over time,
Right.
from when I started to now. Okay. Like I mentioned, I've gone doing value additions even to my own knowledge and
Right.
understanding. And also the quality of the service I offer has gone improving. And so now I curate different packages based on what it is you desire.
Right.
So over and above consultation, there could be shopping involved, or perhaps you could already have a wardrobe you've shopped and you really just need to understand how to pair things.
What goes with what?
What goes with what, exactly. So that's a different package. So what I do, I curate, for every client, it'll be a different package I've curated based on what it is that they really want to get out of. Yes, yes, exactly. And so there's no one standard price because it depends on what the client really needs. And then if it's shopping, it depends on, say, how deep is this shopping. If it's a whole wardrobe transformation, this could be maybe 3 to 5 days worth of shopping, depending on also on the client's budget. The higher the budget, then the more the days that we'll be shopping. And so then it will vary. Yes.
During a time when the economy, it has taken a toll on so many businesses.
Yeah.
What keeps you going?
I'd say God has been faithful because word of mouth is a serious thing, right?
It's the biggest advertisement.
Absolutely. And that is what has kept me going. Not gonna lie, it's what has kept me going. And also offering value.
Right.
Because I try my level best to any contract I get to offer the best that I can offer, so that they will always call me back, or they will always refer me to somebody else, even if it's a competitor. Like say in the film space, I'll do my best. I will give it my heart, soul, everything that I've got. And so they will want to call me for the next. Or if they don't have a project and they have a colleague who has a project and it's a competing production house, they'll be like, you know what, I would actually recommend this girl. She'll give you, value. And so that's offering value. Word of mouth has kept me going.
For anyone who is looking to get into the fashion business, the consulting, designing, it's a whole bunch.
There's a lot. Yes.
That could be done.
Yeah.
And what would you say are the basics that these are a must-have for you to get in the industry?
I think if somebody is at a place where they're able to choose what to study, I would say study the craft. Yeah. If say it's something you've always wanted to do, but then because of our culture, you are made to study something else because who studies fashion, right? Then in that instance, I would say still invest some time and some resources to learn the basics. Whether you want to be a fashion designer, to learn about the different cuts, you can enroll in a little on a little diploma course. If you want to be a designer, learn the cuts, learn the even to know that there is even something called like pattern drafting before you even sew a garment. I would say find out where fabrics sold. Go check out the different fabrics. And even if you're not going to enroll in a physical course, find something online. If there's YouTube lessons or maybe courses on Coursera and all these online. Honestly, for me, I would say invest in learning a little bit about the industry you want to get into. And then after that, to network and to market yourself. If there are passion events, show up. Go see what are the other people who are in that space, what are they doing, and get an understanding. Follow their pages, follow the brands, look at if you want to be a designer, find some designers, local designers who inspire you, and see if you can find their stories online. If you want to be a fashion stylist, find stylists who have gotten to the level you aspire to, and kind of try to follow their journey. Because the thing is, I believe to be great, you have to repeatedly do this thing over and over again. So sometimes over and above having a formal education is time consistently putting in this thing.
So time as an investment.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I believe we cannot take the conversation online of how you're going to be dressing me.
Yes. Watch this space.
So this is a conversation that we can have all day because it's fashion. Let's keep the conversation going across all our social media platforms. The Groundbreaker podcast series powered by TXX Africa. I am Nancy Nalima. Thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye.